So, have you ever had that feeling that something isn't right in your relationship? Maybe your partner is acting strangely, and you don't know if it's all in your head or if something is really going on. But how can you be sure? The truth is that some women are very good at hiding when they're cheating, but in the end, most end up showing the same signs without realizing it. If you notice any of the 9 signs I'm going to tell you now, I'm sorry to say, but the chances of you being cheated on are very high. And look, the last 3 signs are the most shocking. So stay until the end of the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our content. Sign 9. She always walks away to answer calls or texts. You know when someone is on their cell phone and, out of nowhere, gets up and goes to another corner of the house or lowers their voice to speak? Well, that could be a big sign that something is wrong. If your partner does this frequently, always finding a way to stay away from you when she receives messages or calls, be careful. This could mean that she is hiding something. If it were just a normal conversation, why couldn't she answer in front of you? Of course, everyone needs privacy from time to time, but when this becomes a pattern and is accompanied by nervousness or irritation when you ask her why, then it's another level of secrecy. Sign 8. She gets irritated by anything, even things that don't make sense. Have you noticed that all of a sudden your partner has started to get stressed out over silly things? Little things that used to be normal now make her irritated, impatient, or even aggressive. It could be something simple, like you asking her what she wants to eat or making a casual comment, and out of nowhere she reacts as if you had said something absurd. This could be a big warning sign. People who live a double life tend to carry a lot of tension and anxiety. After all, hiding something requires effort, and the constant fear of being discovered weighs on their minds. This accumulated stress can make their patience disappear even in the most trivial situations. If she used to be calmer and now anything irritates her, especially when the subject involves you or the relationship, it's time to pay attention. When someone hides something, any small spark can turn into a fire. Sign 7. She starts to distance herself from you. Have you ever felt that, all of a sudden, your partner stopped being the same with you? That connection you had seems to be fading, and now she avoids being around you, as if your presence bothers her. This can be a big sign that something is not right. The distancing can come in many forms. She avoids being alone with you, makes up excuses not to go out together, keeps a greater physical distance, and even avoids kisses and hugs. If she used to like affection and closeness, and now any touch seems uncomfortable for her, something may be going on behind the scenes. This behavior may be the result of an internal conflict. If she is involved with someone else, the guilt can make her feel awkward around you. Being with you stops being natural and becomes an emotional burden. Often she doesn't even realize she is doing this, but her subconscious acts on its own, creating barriers to prevent closeness. Sign 6. Her affection gradually disappears. Have you noticed that your partner no longer kisses you with the same enthusiasm? That hugs have become colder, touches are rarer, and the affection that used to be natural now seems forced or non-existent. This can be a big warning sign. When someone starts to emotionally disconnect from a relationship, displays of affection are the first to disappear. If before she liked to hold your hand, hug you out of the blue, kiss you for no reason, and now all of this has disappeared or become something mechanical, it is because something has changed within her. This can happen because her feelings are being directed towards someone else. When desire and attention are focused on someone outside the relationship, affection within it naturally diminishes. She may try to hide it, but her body speaks volumes. If you notice this change and feel like the relationship is cooling off for no apparent reason, don't ignore it. Often, small signs like this say much more than words. Sign 5. She doesn't want you to meet her friends. Have you ever tried to meet her friends and felt like she always finds an excuse to avoid it? If she does everything she can to keep you apart, this could be a big sign that something is wrong. When we are in a serious relationship, it is natural for our partner to want us to meet the people closest to her. But if, all of a sudden, she starts acting strangely and always avoids introducing you to her friends, it could be because they know something that you don't. Her friends may already be aware of a possible affair and therefore feel uncomfortable in your presence. They may avoid talking to you for fear of letting something slip, or even because they feel guilty for covering up the situation. If every time you ask about her friends, she changes the subject, makes excuses, or gets irritated, be careful. No one hides their partner without a reason. This could be a clear sign that she is leading a life that you don't fully understand. Sign 4. She starts making up work commitments. Has your partner suddenly started having endless meetings, unexpected overtime, and frequent outings with co-workers? If this has become a pattern and it seems like her workday never ends, pay attention. When someone wants to hide something, work becomes the perfect excuse. After all, who would suspect an extra meeting or an urgent project? The problem starts when these excuses appear frequently, without plausible explanations and always at suspicious times. In addition, if she used to tell you about her day and now avoids giving details or quickly changes the subject, it could be a sign that she is hiding something. Another warning sign is when you offer to pick her up from work and she declines in a hurry, making up nonsensical excuses. If these commitments appear out of nowhere, without logic, and always drive you apart, it is worth questioning. A person's routine can change, yes, but if this happens repeatedly and with signs of nervousness or irritation when you ask, it could be a strong indication that there is something else going on behind these extra hours. Sign 3. Her cell phone becomes a secret when she is with you. Have you ever noticed that when you are together, her cell phone is always on silent, with the screen facing down or, worse, even turned off? If this happens frequently, it could be a sign that she is hiding something. Of course, everyone has the right to privacy, but when someone starts acting suspiciously with their phone, it is worth paying attention. If before she used to use her cell phone normally and now she seems to avoid any notifications around you as much as possible, it could be because she does not want you to see who is sending messages or calling. Another worrying sign is when she receives a notification, takes a quick look and immediately locks the screen or walks away to answer. If you ask her something about it and she gets irritated or changes the subject, it is an even greater indication that something is going on. Cell phones shouldn't be a mystery in a healthy relationship. If she has an exaggerated need to hide messages and calls, it may be because she doesn't want you to find out who she's really talking to. Sign 2. She always wants to argue over anything. Do you feel like, lately, everything becomes a reason to fight? Little things that used to go unnoticed now seem to trigger endless arguments. If your partner has started to create conflicts for no apparent reason, this could be a big warning sign. Often, creating frequent fights is an unconscious strategy to divert attention. Instead of you noticing that she's acting strangely, she makes you worry about the problems in the relationship. This can also be a way of justifying a separation, making you the one to blame for the bad mood between you. In addition, when someone is cheating, the feeling of guilt can generate irritation and impatience. Everything you do starts to bother her because deep down she knows she's wrong and without realizing it, projects this frustration onto you. If you used to get along well and now it seems that every conversation turns into an argument, be careful. This change in behavior may be a reflection of emotional distancing, where the person is trying, consciously or unconsciously, to create a reason to justify the cooling of the relationship. Sign 1. She asks for some time, but is it really just time? If your partner comes to you and says she needs some time, this can be one of the clearest signs that something is wrong. Of course, there are situations where the person really wants to reflect on the relationship, but when this request comes out of the blue, without a very convincing reason, you need to be careful. Many times this time is not just a pause to think. In fact, it can be a way to create freedom to explore a new relationship without the burden of guilt. She may already be involved with someone else, and, instead of ending it for good, she prefers to keep you on hold in case things don't go as planned. Another important detail. When someone really needs some time to reflect, they usually explain the reasons clearly and openly. But if the justification is vague, full of generic excuses like, "I don't know what I want at the moment," or "I need some time for myself," it may just be a way to distance herself without seeming too cruel. If this request for time is accompanied by other strange signs, such as less affection, distancing yourself, and changes in behavior, there is a good chance that she is already involved with someone else and is just trying to create a safe space for this new relationship. If any of these signs sound familiar to you, share your experience in the comments. Your story can help other men notice the signs and make more informed decisions about their relationships. And if you have already gone through something similar and managed to bounce back, write in the comments, "I've been through it." This will show that you overcame this difficult phase and are stronger than ever. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more content that will help you better understand relationships and become a more confident man who is prepared for any situation. Let's build healthier, more transparent, and, above all, respectful relationships together.